Hello, my strong fellow kettlebell lifter. This Lunge HIIT class is taking all the components of our Lunge Advanced, from the sprinter to the overhead forward lunge, sumo squat, pivot, and then you reset. Make sure you take the Lunge Intermediate and Advanced class to know this. You have 40 seconds of action and 20 seconds of rest. Today, I'll be using a 10-kilo kettlebell. You can use a dumbbell if you need to. Make sure you turn up your music because this class has none, and we'll start our warm-up with just wrist circles. So small little circles in one direction, and then small circles in the other direction. Flick your fingers, and then grab something out of the air. Elbow circles. And then don't forget to change direction. Shoulder warm up. Make big circles with one arm. And circles in the other direction. Switch arms, other side. And circles in the other direction. Arm swings, one arm on top and then the other arm on top. Now take a step forward as your arms go wide. Throw your chest forward with your palms up and your chin tipping up. Torso rotation. Let your upper body turn, your hips pivot, your heels peel up, and your arms slap against the sides of your body. Hip circles. Place your hands on your hips and make circles in one direction. Start small and gradually get bigger to include the torso. Circles in the other direction. Groin stretch. Step your feet wide to a sumo stance, hands to the inner thighs, and pry your thighs open. Your toes point outwards, your inner arches lift, and you drop one shoulder and then the other. Lunge. Pivot and face the front of your mat. Your left leg is forward, right leg back. Bend both knees equally, lower and rise. Squeeze your inner thighs, activate your core, keep your shoulders and hips over your bottom knee. Turn and face the back of the mat. Assisted lunge on the other side. Now that the warm-up is over, let's get ready for our first round. Hip raise. Meet me on the ground. Lay on your back, knees bent, feet on the floor. Hands are by your hips, palms face down. You'll lift your hips and lower, pressing through the heels and activating the glutes. 5 seconds. See if you can grip the ground by pulling your heels towards your glutes. Activate the hamstrings before your hips rise. Press down with the hands to assist. Harder, reach your hands up and overhead. Halfway there. Break. Round 2. Crisscross. Hands are behind your ears or the sides of your head, elbows are wide, and you reach opposite elbow to knee. Each exhale, elbow reaches for opposite knee, head and shoulders lift, and then your foot and your head comes all the way back down in between. This is your modified variation. Advanced option, extend both legs stay off the floor, bend one knee and then the other. Head and chest stays lifted. Try to pull the bottom of your shoulder blades off the floor. Keep elbows wide. Round 3, arm-leg reach. Lay down on your belly. Reach your arms over your head, your palms flat. As you inhale, you'll lift opposite arm and leg. Belly tight before you lift. Belly tight, inhale, right arm, left leg, then left arm, right leg. You'll switch each time. Your belly is braced to protect the spine. Your eyes look down towards the front of the mat so the back of the neck is long and neutral. Keep your bicep by your ear. Round 4, lunge. Come up to a standing position. Step to a reverse lunge and then forward into a forward lunge. You're transitioning from reverse lunge to forward lunge on the same leg. The next round, we'll do the opposite leg. Activate your inner thighs to keep yourself balanced as you transition. Shoulders and hips stay over the bottom knee. Round 5, lunge on the other side. Five seconds. In position. Starting at the reverse lunge, step forward to the forward lunge. Transition back to the reverse lunge. Your pelvis scoops, so your abs between your pubic bone and your belly button are contracted. Almost done. Round 6, jump jack. Modification is the simple toe tap. Stay light on your heels. Breathe through the mouth. Steady exhale. Halfway there. Round 7, thruster. Grab your weight and bring it to the middle of the mat. You'll be in a sumo squat stance. From rack position, you squat, and as you stand, you press overhead. You're in position. Inhale to lower and exhale to stand. Your lower body helps you press overhead. Accelerate on the way up and press as you stand. Always exhale back to rack. Remember, elbows try to move forward on the way up and forward on the way down. Can you overhead hold and squat? Round 8, thruster on the other side. You'll switch hands. In position. Advanced option, overhead hold, and squat. Round 9, 90-90 crunch. Put the bell forward off the mat. Lay on your back. Your knees are bent at 90-degree angles. Bring your hands to the sides of your ears and elbows point forward. You'll crunch and touch elbow to knee. Each exhale, lift head and shoulders, feet, elbow and knee touches at the middle. Each inhale, feet and head come all the way down. Pause to prove you can get elbow to touch the knee. Round 10, shoulder tap. Come forward into a plank position, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. You can modify with your knees down on the ground, your hips low in line with shoulders and knees. Touch opposite shoulder with your hand. Your hips stay low and level. You'll be tempted to rock your booty side to side, but you keep it still and stable. Transition the weight from hand to hand. Advanced option, knees lift, maintain plank position, feet wider to make it easier, heels touching to make it harder. Round 11, sprinter clean. Stand up. From the sprinter stance, you'll rack to the forward lunge. Bring your dumbbell to the middle of the mat. Reset in between each. Start in the sprinter, rack it as you step forward, and reset. The next round we'll do the other leg. option to snatch into the overhead position. Round 12. We'll do the other side. Advanced option to snatch directly into the overhead position. Five seconds. Five seconds. Nice job. Round 13, reverse crunch. Move the bell off the front side of the mat. Lay down on your back. Bring your knees into a tabletop position. Your legs are bent at 90 degrees. Each exhale, you crunch and lift your hips off the floor. Resist swinging the legs forward and back. Your knees stack over your hips with your ankles in line with your knees to make 90-degree angles at the start. Scoop through the lowest part of your core to lift your hips as you draw knees up and in. Round 14, level change. Find a plank position or modify on the knees. From hands, you'll lower down to elbows and back up to hands. Place your hand exactly where your elbow used to be. You need to keep elbow stacked under the shoulder, and as you level change, stack hand underneath the shoulder. If you're in plank position with your knees lifted, your hips are level and stable. Resist wobbling your hips side to side. Round 15, lunge and pivot. Come on up and grab your weight. Rack it on the left side. You'll start at the back of the mat. Your left leg will forward step into a forward lunge. Pivot to the sumo squat. Pivot, face the back wall. Now step forward lunge. Pivot to the sumo. Pivot, face the other direction. Forward lunge. Pivot to sumo. Pivot to face the other direction. You're just going on this one side. The next round will change directions. Round 16, lunge and pivot on the other side. This time, the weight will be in your right hand. Your right leg will lunge forward. Pivot to the sumo, pivot face the back, lunge forward. Pivot to the sumo, pivot face the front, lunge forward. You're always pivoting in the left direction. Round 17, Starfish Crunch. Lay all the way down on your back, arms and legs wide. As you exhale, you'll reach opposite hand to toe. Leg, head, shoulders will lift. Round 18, push-up. Come into a plank position, modify on the knees. Hips low in line with shoulders and knees. Hands stack under the shoulders. Bend the elbows, lower the chest, and exhale, push back up. If you're modified on knees, keeps the hips forward. Resist leaving your butt behind and back. Can you slowly lower and slowly rise? Round 19, Lunge Complex. This is the full complex from the Lunge Advanced class. Bring your weight to the middle of the mat. From the sprinter stance, racket to the forward lunge, pivot sumo, pivot face the back wall, and reset in the sprinter stance. Advanced options are to take it all the way straight overhead. Modified variation, just hold it in rack. Round 20, lunge complex on the other side. You'll switch arm and switch legs. Starting in the sprinter stance with your right leg back, right hand on bell. In position. Forward lunge, pivot sumo squat, pivot face the other direction, bell down, reset. Modification, instead of going straight overhead, you can rack it. Finish it. Great job. Shake it all out. Get your bell out of the way. We're going to come down for a water break. This cool down starts with wind-chilled knees. Your hands behind your back, knees rock side to side. If you want a longer, more well-rounded recovery, I recommend the Lunge Stretch class, which is specific to counter our lunge complex. Reverse tabletop. Knees come to center, fingertips point forward. Exhale, lift the hips in line with shoulders and knees. Inhale to lower and exhale to lift. Do this 5 times. Quad stretch. Take a seat, bend your right knee, bring your heel to the side of your glute. Roll back onto your forearms. Flex your left toes towards your face. The front and top of your right quad will feel the stretch. If you can, lay all the way down on your back. Keep your knee touching the floor. Everybody say hi to Star Rider. Hamstring stretch. Come back up. Open your right knee away from your body, heel to groin. Fold forward over your left leg. You can start with small pulses, or you can find your deepest hamstring stretch. Twist. Bend your left knee, place your foot on the other side of your right thigh. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to twist towards your left knee. Inhale, get taller. Exhale, look back. Quad stretch on the other side. Release your twist. Extend your right leg flat on the ground, bend your left knee, and draw your heel to the outside of your glute. Roll back onto the forearms and keep your left knee touching the floor. For a deeper quad stretch, lay all the way back. On your next inhale, come up to a hamstring stretch. Bring your left ankle to your groin, knee opens wide, turn over your right thigh, small pulse with a flat back and a tight belly, or forward fold over the thigh for a full hamstring stretch. Twist. Bend your right knee, place your right foot on the other side of your left thigh. Inhale to lengthen and exhale, turn towards your right knee. Inhale, get taller. Exhale, look further back. Release your twist and find a comfortable seated position. Feel good about what you accomplished today. That was a really hard class. Give yourself a hand. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you like and subscribe. That really helps. And I'll see you next time. Bye.